Okay, quickly looking at papers now. All right, the big one. I'll start with Sporting Life. Well, it's all about the Super Eagles. We know it. The game is tomorrow. And NFF begs fans, don't come with weapons. They won't do that, NFF. Come on. Nigeria vs Egypt kick-off move to 5 p.m. And Kaduna fans mob Mikel, Ahmed Musa, and Ambrose. Of course, Tony actually talked about that one. Then Brazilian kids celebrate Dream Team. Okay. What do you think about this game?
Don't come with weapons. I think that because of the region, the part of the country where the match is taking place, there are a few concerns as to whether in the first place it was even smart to have taken the game there. But I mean, there's nothing wrong in playing in any part of Nigeria.
Yes,
you know?
Of course.
So what needs to happen is for the right security measures to be put in place. I'd expect that at some reasonable distance to the stadium, there's some perimeter fencing where they can screen people properly, you know, because you don't want to leave anything to chance. The security of the fans has got to be, you know, top notch, has got to be priority. And of course, the two teams that are competing as well. I know nothing will go wrong, you know, but we can't, you know, take chances. We've got to be absolutely sure that we cover the basics.
Okay, that's important. Oshoala scores in Arsenal debut. That's another one there.
Great start to you know, Arsenal career. They won, I think, 2-1 or something. First win for the season, and she started the best way possible. As a matter of fact, I read an article on her when she made the switch from Liverpool, and I just suddenly realized that as much as it was mentioned in local papers, Nigerians still don't understand how big a deal it is for Africa's top female player to switch, you know, clubs. The way the English press, you know, spoke about it. I read an article by some guy in Britain who was waxing lyrical about how much of a steal it is for Arsenal, and is saying that it could be the decider, it could be the reason why Arsenal ladies win the league this season. And you know, she's confirming such by getting off to a flyer, scoring on her debut.
Very cool, very cool. And actually that she's in Nigeria, and Asisa Toshola are doing well with a career right there. Let's go to the Complete Sports newspaper now. Mikel Obi is starting the campaign, so feel free to join Mikel on Twitter. Let's get this campaign going. Mikel, Egypt must fall. So that's the hashtag we should start using now. It's coming from John Mikel Obi. He's saying Egypt must fall. Wants his colleagues to be cautious and tactical tomorrow. Very, very important, Bada.
Absolutely important. And you know what gladdens my heart more about this is that here's a player who over time has had his loyalty questioned a lot of times. You know, people have said he's not so passionate about playing for Nigeria and all that. So having Mikel being the one, you know, clamoring for everyone to pull together, you know, and all that is just refreshing. And you know, it further underscores the importance of the task right in front of the national team. From those two games, at the minimum, we must get 3 points. You know, best case scenario will be to win home and away, but if you don't, a win and a draw in those two games will probably just do us fine. So Mikel, being one of the most senior members of the team now, you know, telling his guys, you know what, we have got to do everything to get these 3 points. It's just, you know, what should be happening right now, and it gladdens the heart.
I mean, I don't know how to explain it. I love this new energy. I love this.
The youth, you know,
youth and the team,
and the experience. It's a good blend. You know, you have Mikel, who's under Hussein has probably played like 90% of the games in Chelsea. Iheanacho, who had a barnstorming start to his Manchester City season. You have an Igalo who's been consistent, went off the ball, came back against Arsenal to score, you know, 2 weekends back. And you have
Ahmed Musa,
you know, Ahmed Musa, who's been retained as a captain by Samson CSI. So I think the dynamics of the team are just about right. And you know, these guys, looking at them in training, just seems to me like they may just have the right chemistry as well going into such a daunting game, because the Egyptians, on the back of the last matches they've played, have looked very formidable. So we've got to be at our best to get anything out of these games. And if you have a Mikel saying the right things, and maybe on match day doing the right things,
that's right. Exactly.
Then he hands up.
I'll just read through some of the quotes from the players of the Super Eagles, and then but you just comment on anyone you want. This one is from Ahmed Musa. He's the captain of the team. He says, it's still the front page of the Complete Sports, and we are going to do our best to get what Nigeria needs, a win. We need Nigeria to just protect the players, and we're going to make them happy on Friday. You see, small conditions to it. Mikel Obi, he says we are here because we believe we can win and progress to the Nations Cup next year, and we'll have to go in and play together to get what we want. We have to be cautious and tactical. I look forward to making Nigerians proud. Oh, coming from Mikel, that's so sweet. Johnny Allo says, I'm not putting my personal target ahead of the team. If I don't score and the team wins, that will be the most important thing. Very, very important talks.
Yeah, great. I mean, they're sounding great. I had my concerns, apart from, maybe security, just a little bit. The weather, because, I mean, these guys play in, almost constantly cold conditions, and then they come to Nigeria and they're going up north where it is, very hot. But in spite of that, they're not making excuses. They look in the right spirits. They look ready to roll, ready to go, ready to deliver the performance. They'll deliver the 3 points. So I hope that on match day, everything goes to plan. The tactics are spot on. The player attitude, the hunger is there, and they've delivered the performance and get the 3 points. If they do that, it provides a perfect platform to build on going into the future. And Samson Siasia needs the right start, because Nigerian football fans are the most unforgiving. I know the moment, God forbid, a result doesn't go right, it heaps a huge load of pressure on him, and is up against it. From then on. I don't wish him that kind of start. So I hope the Super Eagles talk the talk and then walk the walk.
That's what it's going to be. Okay, Sporting Zone, the last paper on review this morning. AFCON showed, and still all about AFCON, Odiongali saying, I will give more than 100%. And of course, Mikel saying, we must beat Egypt. Everything is all about them.
It's all positive.
All about, it's all positive. And Ikeme dismisses El Neni and Salah threat. So he says, if he's at the goal post on that day, he would definitely be able to ensure that these guys would not get to score. And of course, Emmanuel Menike says, Eagles mentality ready for the clash. Okay.
Great stuff.
Great stuff. Definitely great stuff. We're not talking about the international friendly with Dream Team and Brazil. Okay,
no, we have to give that a mention. Fatai Amao is the assistant coach.
It's mentioned right now on Sporting Sun.
That game will be played tonight 11 p.m. Nigerian time, about 8 p.m. Brazilian time. Valuable experience for those players before the Olympics.
Absolutely. The Brazilians are trying to test out all manner of opposition. Remember, it's the only major football title they have never won. So on home soil, they want to get it right. And so they are looking to have a feel of top quality African opposition by playing one of their obvious threats, Nigeria, who famously denied them a shot at winning the Olympic gold in football
96.
With arguably their strongest team ever at the Olympic Games. So for the Nigerian perspective, I feel that it's great experience as well. It's good for the boys to have a feel of Brazil ahead of the tournament, and for the handlers of the team, it makes them able to assess the team against top quality opposition, because the Brazilians are as good as they come in any grade of football, at any grade of football. So I do hope that they can take positives from the game. We see those who will form the nucleus or the spine of the team, as we continue to build up to the Olympic Games. And let's not talk as though the Olympic Games is next year. It's just a couple of months.
It's in August.
It's a couple of months away.
It's in August. I wish the Super Eagles actually had the time to play a little friendly before this game. Would have been wonderful. But since they don't have it, they'll do everything on the pitch tomorrow. Okay. Now, let's talk tennis. Novak Djokovic is still in trouble. Now, when you have to make a comment about women...
sorry.
He said he's sorry, yes. But Chris Everett, of course, Billie Jean King...
And the media misconstrued.
Yes. He met with Chris Everett yesterday. These are tennis legends who fought for the equal pay in Grand Slams and all that. Billie Jean King, all of them now. They're actually saying that, look, you don't just talk about women and hormones. So I think he's still in trouble. Let's listen to them. Also, listen to him, what he had to say after that. Maybe he'll keep apologizing for every press conference he gets to attend these days.
It's not about the money. It's about the message that we talk about, how important it is. But anytime you discount another human being by gender, by race, by disability, or whatever, we're not helping ourselves.
And I don't want to get in trouble here, but I think a lot of the comments are cultural too.
Totally.
And I think it's almost like, I doubt you'd hear that as much from the American men tennis players. The only other thing about Novak was I didn't quite understand the hormone thing. I mean, you don't talk about women and hormones anywhere.
Obviously, I feel very sorry if in any way I hurt my female colleague tennis players. I have a very good relationship with all of them on the subject of the distribution of the wealth in sport. And when I say about distribution of the wealth and when I say about growth of the sport, I don't make any difference amongst the gender. My beliefs are completely in line with gender equality and equal opportunities. We are all part of the same sport.
I don't think I ought to make comments on that so I don't get into trouble.
Now, money is important, but equal rights is more important. So, well, Djokovic...
if you analyze what he said within the context, within the football context, it's like, you know, what you have in Spain, where the big guys who command the viewership want to take a bigger chunk of, you know, broadcast rights because they feel a sense of entitlement. Like, we are the guys who bring in the money. So why should you share it equally? Like, it's almost, you know, equally shared in England, you know. So I get the principle behind what he's trying to say, you know, but it's rubbed a lot of people off, you know, the wrong way. And I can understand he probably realized, you know, the imports gender-wise, you know, after he had said it, which is why he's now apologizing. But the meaning is trying to make, I understand it. If the male players, you know, are the ones who pull the crowd, shouldn't it follow naturally, you know, that they earn maybe a bit more, then you know, without disrespecting, you know, the women. I mean, I can understand what he was trying to say, but he's found himself where he is, and being, you know, an icon of modern tennis, he's got to find a clever way around it. His publicists have got to be working double overtime to get him to say the right things, you know.
And when he gets to win, he's asked a controversial question. Just don't comment on it.
But when you don't comment on the problem,
you're kind of like, okay, oh, is that what he said? Okay, I think I need to. I really don't understand what that means for now.
That's what you said. Cecilia was the job of the publicist.
Did you get it from Andy Murray? He said he can't quite understand what Raymond Moore was saying.
Trust me.
I mean, that's diplomacy.
Like 70–80% of male tennis players probably feel exactly the same.
Exactly.
But understanding the connotations, you know, they rather just keep quiet.
And I think his comments came, it's unfortunate, came just when Raymond Moore made those unacceptable remarks.
And he was asked his reaction to it.
He shouldn't have just said it. It's true.
It came at the wrong time. It was the right thing said at the right time.
He was actually trying to balance it to say, okay, if for instance in a particular game also you have Serena Williams also pulling more crowd, then she can get more money. But then it was already too late.
It was already too late.
All right, Kintunde Johnson, but thank you so much for coming around.
Thanks for having me.
Whenever you come, you make it rain. Thank you.
Thank you so much for being part of the program. Sport Tonight is tonight at 9 p.m. Of course, Austin will be here, but we'll be here again tomorrow morning. And it will be the day for the Super Eagles game against the Pharaohs of Egypt. I'm Cecilia Mogbe. Bye for now. I'm
Austin Okonakpan. I always delight to have you join us to talk sports. Let's do it again tonight. But until then, in everything you do, remember, let's keep talking sports. Bye for now.